Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Thursday weather update recorded on May the 9th. We've got this big area of high pressure coming out of Australia. It's been affecting our weather for 9-10 days already. And by Monday, it will be lying over the top of the country. And then next week, it moves out to the east. We've got this big low out to the northeast of the country, but because this will bulldoze it away, it's not really going to affect our weather. But it is important to note that we've got this big low with rain just offshore from us. And so it gives a little bit of optimism for those who need rain, because we do need rain in a lot of regions across the country. Many regions, almost all of them, are drier than usual for this time of the year, with the exception of Southland. And even the West Coast and Taranaki that have had some rain are still actually technically below where they should be. So that low out there is just giving us a little bit of optimism. We hopefully will see another one coming in before the month is done, maybe closer to us. Not a storm, just a rainmaker, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go along with the video. But this big high, that is the main driver of the southerly that we've got right now, and that means more frosts again tonight. We saw -5 to -8 around the South Island this morning. Welcome to winter. And that colder weather goes right up tonight and into Friday morning around Waikato and Auckland and Coromandel, Bay of Plenty on the edges of it as well as that change comes in. With that low offshore, bit of a breeze through here. That's the reason why you're not seeing frosts at the top of the country or the northeastern corner there. Let's have a look at rainfall for the next 48 hours, and this is from this evening. You can see not a lot of rain on the way. We've got a few showers from that offshore low, clipping Wairoa, places like Mahia Peninsula up towards Gisborne. A couple of showers elsewhere, but really not much. It is pretty dry at the moment. So there is the low, down into the 980s hectopascal range. This high around 1040, so that's a big air pressure gradient. No wonder it's windy, all coming out from the south. So it is colder, but there's not much in the way of wet weather, and it's certainly sunny and clear skies for many northern areas and inland areas as well. After that very dramatic looking cold front came into Christchurch around about sunset last night. It looked amazing. Saw the pictures there on X. So let's have a look at the departure from normal. This is where we are for the weekend, going into the weekend. So here we go into the very early hours of Saturday morning, and most of the country is cooler than average. But some areas along the west coast and even some along the east coast are actually bouncing back a little bit, a degree or two warmer than they should be. Have a look at the weekend animation. Don't see a lot of change around the country. It barely changes at all. And so really right across the weekend, we're seeing western areas lean just a little bit milder. Eastern areas and northern parts of the country, they are staying a little bit cooler than average, only by a degree or two, but just feeling that cooler air coming in. So here we are at lunchtime Saturday, high pressure parked out over Tasmania, where it's been for 10 days, moving back and forth a little bit, driving in plenty of rain for Sydney. We'll talk about that in our Australia-only video today. But you can see the southerly change here, pushing it around the eastern side of the North Island, bringing in just a few showers for you. Most places, though, actually looking quite dry, not much in the way of weather going on, and it'll be a little bit frosty in the morning for you guys. On Sunday, no real changes, but you just might notice a little bit more of that cloudy weather coming in out of the Tasman. The high pressure zone that you see coming out from Tasmania is trapping a little bit of low cloud, what we call anticyclonic gloom. And so western parts of the country, especially up in the North Island, where it's just a little bit milder, tend to notice those showery clouds coming in. And here on Monday, while most places have the big beautiful high, or BFH, as Bob McDavitt from Met Service used to call it, big fat high. As that comes in and parks itself over the top of us, you can see that showery stuff along the western side. So there might be a couple of showers, maybe even a couple in the south, but generally speaking, high pressure is in control. It stays there on Tuesday as well, and now you get that milder northerly wind and a windier westerly coming out of Tasmania. High pressure finally gone for the first time in 2 weeks in that part of the world. And our final map for Wednesday of next week shows subtropical winds coming down, windy westerlies blowing across the South Island. Put that together, warmer than average. So warmer weather certainly returning back to the country next week. And I'll be keeping an eye on what is happening out here, because one high is east of the country, the other one is long way west. That means this area in here might, just might, turn into a low pressure zone. We'll be keeping an eye. There's a little bit of a spin going on around the Tasman. That is all from me for today. Back again tomorrow, Friday, with our next Rain Watch update heads up, might not be a huge amount, but we will be keeping a very close eye on these two rain events, see if they merge somewhere across the country. That would be good for those that need rain. I'll see you tomorrow, Friday.